It doesn't seem fair that working hard for 3 years and getting good grades can all be outweighed by a 4-hour test on a Saturday, but the reality is it is your golden ticket. Teens can earn over $14,000 by scoring well on that ACT test. I'm sure lots of parents and some of those teens are very familiar with that term. And here are some more tips on how to help your child get ready for the ACT. In this week's Parent to Parent segment, we have potential magazine publisher Pam Mashburn and Rebecca Bloodworth from AUM's Outreach. And ladies, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
It does sound just so tough that all those grades, you come with a 4.0, but you don't do well in the ACT, it's going to make things tricky getting in and getting those scholarships.
It is. And you know, what we're finding from the college admissions folks is that it is a standardized test so that the person in California and the person here in Georgia or Alabama, they can compare all those scores, whereas grade point averages, they don't always compare, you know. So, and what we're finding is that most kids are coming with 3.5s, 3.0s, 4.0s, but these ACTs, just like any test, you got to study for them.
Right.
I was going to talk about just briefly before Rebecca had some tips on why it's so important. And these are some things we learned. One, obviously, admissions to college. The college of your choice.
And they're just as important, if not more, than the GPA, right?
They are, and they're usually equally weighted, if not more. But if there is a tiebreaker, it's the ACT.
Yeah.
The other piece too is, depending on how you score on that ACT, you may be required to take remedial classes, which means that you have to pay for it, but you don't actually get credit. You just get a grade.
That means you're in school longer.
Exactly, and so you don't want to do that. We parents do not want you to do that. And then the other piece is just getting scholarship money. And you know, like you said at the beginning, at University of Alabama, if you get a 26 on your ACT, you don't get that merit-based scholarship. But if you get a 27, all of a sudden you have $14,000.
Wow.
So it can 1 point can make a big difference. The other thing to know is that at Auburn University, if you score well in the English section, you can get up to 6 hours of credit without taking a class. So that ACT has a lot to do with it, and you shouldn't just take it once. You can take it up to 12 times. And it's really important that you prepare for it. Just like when your child's at school and the way they study for a multiple choice is probably different than an essay test. So that's why we recommend the AUM prep class here in town, because they do a great job of teaching you not just the skills you need, or you know, the content, but how to take the test.
Certain people are just kind of good test takers. I remember in school, we got back some of our scores. I'm thinking, how did that dude get that? I mean, that was, he smoked me, and the guy doesn't do very, but there are ways to get yourself better prepared. Talk about some things you guys offer to students.
We offer an ACT prep course. It is taught just about every month. The test is offered, the actual ACT test is offered monthly. So we back out 3 weeks from the test date because there are 3 sections that we cover. So we cover the science, the math, and the language and English portion, or excuse me, language and reading portions.
Right.
So best advice is to take some sort of prep course, whether it's through AUM's or if it's an online course that you take individually, because the more you prepare, the more a student prepares for it, number one, the more content they know, because on the scoring, it's everything but the writing section is scored multiple choice.
Right.
You get 1 point for every correct answer. You're neither docked or counted against for anything you omit or answer incorrectly. So of course, the more content you get correct, the higher your score.
A lot of pressure too on those students, because you don't want to say it, but you got to really do good on this test so we can get into college.
Well,
There's a way to kind of relieve some of that anxiety. And
well, I think it's just practice, practice, practice. You know, if your student goes in, it's going to be the same test every time. And those directions are the same every time. So if you know the directions, you don't have to read the directions. You just go right to the test.
And that's one of the things that our instructors focus on. They give them test-taking tips. They take a lot of practice tests in the course that we offer to build up their speed, to build up their accuracy, and to give them confidence the day of the actual test. It's not the first go-around for them. They've done it, they feel a little more comfortable because, you know, 80–90% of the students know the material. They get in there and they get very nervous. The timing of it makes them very nervous. When you know you have X number of minutes to complete X section, you know, it's a lot of pressure. So if they practice that, that really reduces the anxiety.
Let folks know real quick too, if they want to get more information about the course, how to do that, then we'll talk real quickly about the event.
The event that we've got, yes.
Our website is aum.edu/CONED, or they can call 244-3804.
Well, and you can also take, what I like about their class is you can take just the English. prep or
Yes.
just the math prep. You don't have to take the whole test.
And there's one more event you said at ACA
Yes,
this week. Let's hit that real
Alabama
quick.
Christian Academy at 6 o'clock. Countdown to College. We'll have University of Alabama, Troy, JSU, AUM, and Faulkner giving us some great advice and tips for parents and teenagers 8th through 12th grade.
And when is that?
It's Thursday night, 6 o'clock.
All
We'd
right.
love to see you there.
Ladies, thank you so much. Great information.
Thanks
We'll
for
see you back
having
here
us.
next time. Appreciate you guys being here. All right.